Hey there guys, what's happening? So these are 8 things that I do as a flow state specialist that raises my testosterone. And these might be things that are quite unconventional for you when you first hear them. They're not for normies, okay? But once you do them and once you realize the benefits of this thing, it's really, really going to impact you, and it's really, really going to help you. FYI and pause, because I'm going to be using the word nuts a lot. So if you have a nut allergy, you might get triggered. So just trigger warning, okay? The number one thing that I do to raise my testosterone is infrared light therapy, okay? I have an infrared light lamp, and you place it quite close to your genitals, okay? You gotta be fully naked, like an arm's length away, in a sense. And yeah, just keeping it there for, I wouldn't go over like 10 minutes with that thing. Like definitely, like I usually keep it there for like a minute or two. There is a lot of science backing up that this is very, very powerful. It raises your testosterone quite fast. Of course, we already know the ideas of, semen retention and how testosterone spikes after a week. So, you can always retain for a week, and then that would be a good way to spike it up in a sense. We know that testosterone levels have been dropping over the years, and people are a lot more overweight. They're using cell phones, if your diet is messed up, if your sleep is messed up, of course, all of these things are going to affect that. All the stuff that you hear around testosterone, I'm going to speak a little bit different around it, okay? Because really, this is that masculine energy, that yang energy that we have, right? That solar plexus essence that moves us forward, gets us to dominate life and each situation, okay? So infrared light therapy, get an infrared light lamp and start that practice pronto, okay? It also is great for like any places where you have muscle soreness or tightness, or you just use that infrared light to add healing and regeneration to that area. Number 2, TONGKAT Ali powder, okay? TONGKAT Ali has been shown to, in a lot of clinical studies, to have increased the people's testosterone levels, okay? So TONGKAT Ali is a really great supplement. If you can find the supplement form, that's fine too, but I use the powder. It's more, I feel much more direct, right? Sometimes I'll just take it out of the packet and just like, eat it straight from the powder. It tastes quite awful, but it gets me that testosterone pretty fast. Of course, lifting heavy and all these things, you guys know that, right? Lower body exercises, like a lot of people know this stuff, right? I'm just telling you the things that are really powerful. Like TONGKAT Ali powder, you can even mix in with your creatine, you can mix in with your coffee. I love mixing with coffee. It gives you that weird bitter taste, right? So it's almost like I'm taking like an herbal drink in a sense, and it gives me that sense of added power, added potential. It's like adding ginseng to your tea, right? It's gonna give it that extra edge. The next is a supplement which was recommended by Dr. Andrew Huberman, who you might have heard of for Huberman Lab podcast, right? He's a very big name in terms of a lot of scientific studies, and he's really making science easy for people to understand using his podcast and his outreach programs and things like this. So shout out to you, brother. You're doing great work. But yeah, this supplement, Fagodia agrestis, I think that's how it's called, right? Fagodia or Fadogia. I always get those two mixed up. But anyway, man, 600 mg, I've been using it for a while now, and it's been very, very potent in terms of that. Number 4, ice packing your nuts, okay? This is very out there, right? You're gonna be like, what? But keep it there for like a straight minute or so, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, obviously, right? It's gonna be uncomfortable, but it will create that blood flow in that area, help the sperm count. It's gonna help you feel into the essence of that. Even cold showers, right, is great for that. Like, think about the Vikings and like these Nordic people who used to do this, right? They used to just get fully naked, dunk into the ice water and come out. And look at their testosterone levels, right, compared to others. I think there's this other supplement called Sistanch, right? I don't have access to that. I don't think I've gotten that one or experimented with that. I might have in the past. But I think that's what Genghis Khan used, okay? So, okay, that's a pretty intense one, okay? Sistanch is spelled Cistanche. Okay, it's like an herb that he found, I think, Genghis Khan. Okay, so that's kind of how they're selling it or popularizing it. Number 4 is ice packing your nuts. Number 5 is primal hopping. As Elliot Helst once said, if you aren't shaking your nuts, you're doing something wrong. Okay, so power hopping or primal hopping is going to really help you raise that sexual energy and build it up, right, in a sense. So that lower basal energy is going to come up a little bit more in your body, in your physical body. It's going to give you that amplification of that yang energy and that power. Osho's dynamic meditation uses this primal hopping, I think, right in stage 1 or stage 2, right? It's pretty right in the beginning of that. So you know that this practice is so powerful, right? Just hopping by itself, 100 hops using flow training or Mike Chang's approach. This is where disciplines interact with each other and overlap, okay? Number 6 is visualization that makes you feel like a conqueror, okay? Imagery in your mind that makes you feel so dominant, like you are an animal of some sort, or like you are conquering something, or you're crushing something, or you're dominating in a certain situation, or you're winning in a certain situation. These types of visualizations, they spike up the dopamine, which then spike up the testosterone, right? And opening your body language up, okay? Power posing like this is also going to help you with your testosterone levels and lower your cortisol or your stress hormones. Power posing with the conquering energy together, now it's a very potent practice for raising testosterone. Finally, this one is a little bit unknown to some people who are unfamiliar with yoga. However, in yoga, it's widely known of the VAJROLI MUDRA, okay? And it's not a hand mudra, but it is basically like Mula Bandha in a sense, so anal lock or root lock. So you take in your PC muscles and you just, like the muscles you use when you urinate or pee, and you just kind of hold it and lock it in. And I've seen a lot of examples of VAJROLI Mudra where they use the boat pose or something where you raise the legs up to kind of permeate that energy, right, and build it up there. So that's what I do a lot. I use the boat pose in combination with the root lock, and that's been really helping to cultivate my energy up and keep it spiraling and give me that added amplitude in a sense. So of course the benefits of VAJROLI Mudra, Vajra, again, we follow the Vajrayana path, but also Vajra is a term which means thunderbolt. So this is a thunderbolt attitude, the thunderbolt gesture in a way, VAJROLI. I believe the feminine version is called Sahajoli. I know a lot of you women watch my channel as well, so maybe you can look up Sahajoli. I think there's just a little bit of a modification as to the difference, okay? The benefits of VAJROLI Mudra is you get a testosterone increase, it increases your sperm count, and it also helps with sexual dysfunction, okay? Other thing for sexual dysfunction is Kalari Sutra, you can look it up, okay? Vidyut Jamwal, who is a Bollywood actor, creates these practices. I do them all the time. They're fantastic for sexual energy raising. VAJROLI Mudra also helps with like ED, premature age, and any other kind of sexual dysfunctions, right, that you're experiencing. These are the 7. Let me give you a bonus one, an 8th one, which is basically sunbathing naked, okay? Now, oftentimes we can't do this. I don't want my neighbors to look at my dick or whatever, you know what I mean? So, where the sun comes into my room, I will place myself near that sun patch, or I'll go out into the balcony and I'll just like do it there, where it's more private in that sense, right? So I could even have a towel nearby. I just have my nuts in the sun and cover the rest of my body up in a sense. But mainly you want to sunbathe naked, okay? That's gonna really supercharge that area, gonna get blood flow into that area. It's gonna be powerful for you, because think about this, right? The tribesmen back in the day, they used to be, naked in the sun all the time. They didn't used to wear these tight, restricting underpants and clothing, right? They used to let it kind of all hang out, and that's why I've been switching over a lot to these harem pants that I wear, okay? And that's been helping too, in a sense where I don't feel as constricted as wearing, you know, skinny jeans that I used to wear back in the day. And I think that's been a really big game changer for me, to be honest with you, bro. There's a lot of stuff that I've experimented with that maybe I shouldn't have, like stay the fuck away from yohimbe, okay, as a supplement. That shit will torment you, okay? It'll take your soul. That's what happened to me, at least in my college times, right? I was messing around with these testosterone supplements and stuff like this as I was lifting and stuff and kind of getting into it. But yeah, man, yohimbe messed with my heart rate, and like it wasn't for me, right? So be cautious over using some of these supplements like that. They might have an adverse reaction to your body, so you got to know what you're allergic to and these kinds of things, right? That's important too, to know your own body, right? Self-love is self-knowledge, okay? Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hope this helps you out today, bro. Let's get you feeling like a god. That's the level of testosterone that I want you to have. Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang. Boom.